Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Epe Gunati from NK Tech Solutions, and today we're going to talk about tags and attributes. Okay. Now, in our previous lesson, we created a simple web page. Okay, a simple web page comprising of a head and then a p tag. All right. Now, we also talked about the important parts of the HTML document, and we talked about making it a doc type, declaring it to be a document type, and then the HTML also giving it an English language. Okay, the other one we talked about the head tag here, and then we talked about the body tag. And then we said that the head tag is that part of the tag that doesn't show to the user, but it tells the system, the internet, that look, these are the things I want to do, but I don't want you to show it to the users. Okay, and the only thing that is visible to the user inside the head tag, we have the first web page, which is the title. Okay, so the title is what you see here. Okay, so that's the title. Now we also talked about the body, and we said the body contains all the tags that are going to be visible. Okay, that's why we now introduce the header, which is the H1, and then the p tag, which is the paragraph tag. Okay, now in order for us to make this website to be more complex, okay, we have to introduce more tags to the body here. All right, but before we go into adding more tags to the body, there are some tags that we have to look at inside the head. Okay, so let's look at other tags here. Okay, so like we said, the meta tag here, which is the chassis here, is for character encoding. Okay, and then we have the title here, okay, that says my first web page. Okay, now let's look at other meta tags that we can use. All right, so we have a meta tag for keywords, and we have another one for description. All right, so what was the use of the keywords? Now, earlier on, if you create a website for the internet, or let's say for Google to easily capture your website and show it to the users, you need to add some keywords so that once a user types in words that are related to your website, it will present your website to the user, okay, to easily bring out your website to the user. All right, so the more keywords you have, the better the chances for your website to be seen by several persons on the internet. Okay, so let's add a meta tag here. So let's say meta, and then we'll have a name. And now this is where we talk about attributes. Okay, now the first one here is a tag, while the name, which is going to be having the equal to sign here, is the attribute. Okay, so this attribute is going to describe what the meta tag is all about, and then the same thing goes to the chassis here. Now this particular right up here is the attribute. All right, this is the attribute of this particular meta tag. All right, so inside this attribute we have the keyword. So the function of this attribute is for keywords. All right, then next we have the contents. Now the content is where you now add the keywords that you want to add. Okay, so let's say for barbing salon, let's say we have barbing, you have a comma, and then let's say we have shaving, comma, let's say we have hair dyeing, comma, let's say we have hair hair braiding. Let's just add braiding, and let's say beard trimming. Okay, so these are all. When you're done, you close it. Okay, now let's add the next one, which is the description. Okay, so if you look at if you type in anything on website like how to become a web developer, so let's look at this. You find out we have a little description under here. Okay, so this description is what we're going to be adding next. All right, so let me just copy this so that we don't type too much. Okay, now you have a meta. The name is going to be description. So the content is going to be what the the site is all about. All right, so you give it a brief description of your site. All right, so for the barbing salon, let's just say, okay, at NK Barbing Salon, we give you the very best of hair dyeing, hair shaving, and various styles of barbing. Okay, so don't get me wrong, my statements might be helpful, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I just go with this. So you close it, and then let's go back to the home. If this is too long, you can break it down to 2 lines, okay, to make it look like this. All right, so we now have extra 2 meta tags in our head, okay. Mind you, it must be in a head. Now let's introduce another one, which is called the link. So I talked about the link, but let's explain the link here. So the link is actually to link up, let's say a CSS file or a JavaScript file, or let's say you want to link up Google Forms or some other things to this your particular web page. All right. So what we do is let's link up. We say link, and then we have a rel. Now the rel means relationship. So we're trying to say this particular page is going to be related to either a different page or related to the CSS or JavaScript. Okay. So we say equal to, and then we put in style sheet. So the relationship between this one and the CSS is a style sheet. Okay. So the next thing you have to introduce here is your href. So the href is your hyperreference. Okay. Now the href is the name of the CSS, the name you use to save the CSS. So for CSS, I mostly use style.css, okay, to save it. Now once you're done, you close it. So let's create another file and call it style.css. So this is for CSS, all right? So create that, and then we now have a CSS file. Now we are not going to do anything for CSS, but we are just showing you. Okay, so up here we see our HTML and the CSS file here, and for the CSS the name is style.css, and this is the style.css on the link. Okay, all right, so what this means is that this HTML file is linking with the CSS down here. All right, so whatever changes you make on the CSS is going to appear on the HTML. Okay, so in this lesson we've learned how to add more tags, more meta tags, added more meta tags to our head. Okay, so we have the meta tag for keywords and the one for description, and I also added a link to our head. Alright, now up next we are going to be adding more tags to the body. Alright, so in order to make our website look more complex, we need to add more text to the body. So in our next lesson we are going to be doing HTML text, and then the text is going to be on the headers and the paragraphs. Okay, so if you have any question, put it down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.